Is it Ten Hag out, or is there any hope for Ten Hag in?
Well, I mean, the leaky defense alone is a reason to say Ten Hag out. 31st time conceding 2 or more goals since the start of last season, and the 24th time conceding 3+ goals under Ten Hag. But this is fine, right? No. Also, the little legs on the big head is kind of sending me. Hilarious. But there are so many issues with this team, and Chuck, yesterday on the Golazo show, you were really fired up. We can talk about the tactics and the mentality and stuff, but there's also the in-game man management, and you really had a hard time with the Rashford sub. Why?
I do. I mean, think about the players that Ten Hag has had, right? And you're thinking about a player who can create so many opportunities for Manchester United, a player who had 17 goals and 5 assists in his first season with Ten Hag. And you felt like, okay, this is the Marcus Rashford that we know. This is a Marcus Rashford that can take the next step to being world class. And the following season, he has 7 goals and 3 assists, a big drop off. And I think a large part of that is the inconsistency with positioning for Marcus Rashford. Used up top, used out wide, taken off early. And then you throw into getting taken out of the England national team setup, right? So we're seeing a trajectory of, yeah, sure, his first season with Ten Hag was here, and now we're seeing a steep decline. So we get to this season now. You feel Marcus Rashford had a summer off. So exhaustion is out the window. He has fresh legs. He's motivated. He has a decent start to the season. Then he starts to get hot. He starts to get in a rhythm. He gets taken out of matches. He's not starting consistently. And now, this is the biggest issue I have with Ten Hag. We saw what what happened with Jadon Sancho, and he goes off and he performs for Dortmund and he's starting to look good. And you say, okay, maybe it's just one player. But now here, Porto, on the road, in a match where you need to win. You need to start building the confidence back around Manchester United, not only in the dressing room and on the pitch, but for the supporters. You have a player like Marcus Rashford who's scoring this beautiful goal.
7 minutes in.
The positioning was great. The attack, his attack mind in this, his first touch, just I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna put Porto on their heels. Sets up the second goal to Højlund because now they're thinking, oh, he's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna cut inside and shoot. Instead, he cuts inside and plays a beautiful ball for Højlund, who scores. So you have a Marcus Rashford who's now getting in rhythm. You sub him off at halftime. What kind of coaching is that? We all know, no matter what, you come off at halftime, that is a signal that you aren't performing well. In what world does he need to come off for his legs for Aston Villa on the weekend?
But Tone, how much of that is maybe Erik Ten Hag just doesn't know his best lineup?
Yeah, he doesn't. They look, when I'm watching those videos, they look very reactionary. Right, and good teams don't look reactionary. They look smooth in all of their movements. And then he has no idea what his back four is to begin with, right? He's made so many changes. Heck, he had Harry Maguire maybe bail him out yesterday of being fired after the match, right? But here's the question because I've got a dear friend that I've been working on the radio with for almost 10 years now that's the staunchest Man United fan, and I ask him all the time, since we're 10 years removed from Sir Alex Ferguson. So is it David Moyes' fault? Is it Giggs? Is it Van Gaal? Is it Mourinho? Is it Solskjaer? And the list goes on, right? At what point do you say, hey, some of these players just aren't good enough, right? And I don't know anymore I've heard this term forever, what a Manchester United player looks like. What is a Manchester United player, right? Manchester United players were winners. They won habitually all the time. They were always at the top of the table. And this group of players, for whatever reason, for whatever manager, can't figure it out. And I can't imagine I'm not a Manchester United fan. I can't imagine the pain of being a Manchester United fan because you are on such a high. And this is still arguably one of the top 5 biggest clubs in the world, and you can't get it right.
What kills me for you, Lahoud, is that this is a coach, a manager who's been brought to Manchester United, and they said, we're giving you the resources to back you. He's brought in all of his players, especially when you throw in De Ligt and Mazraoui to say, okay, now we're going to shore the back line. He's got Onana. He got Antony. Fell flat. Flop. He spent 70 million plus on Antony, mind you. He has all of his resources, so all the excuses are out the window. It's gone. Ratcliffe comes in. Oh, it's the ownership. Ratcliffe comes in. What now? What can you use as an excuse if you're Ten Hag? It's poor. There's no identity. We're year 3. You could say that for year 1, a full season. Okay, we're still trying to figure things out. You got a second season. We're still third season, and you don't have a clear identity. No one knows your team. No one knows your philosophy and the way that you play.
Erik Ten Hag has no problem finding excuses, by the way. But Mike, this brings us to the question of, we're all in agreement Ten Hag should be out. I think most people are. So what is the case for keeping Erik Ten Hag if you're Man United?
There is no case. So I said this before, and I think I've said this a few times on this show. He should never have been the manager going into the season. And I remember once they won the FA Cup, you set the precedent already as a club that winning an FA Cup in a poor season is no grounds to keep your job. They should have sacked him at that moment, and he should have never had the ability to put the club in this situation this season. And when you talk about the identity, Erik Ten Hag, when they won the League Cup, his first season, they did have some semblance of identity. They were more sound defensively, and they had that counterattack style. Marcus Rashford benefited from that. They didn't have an out-and-out striker, but getting the ball, a better Casemiro, a better Bruno, it's first-time passes into the channels, and Rashford playing just about every minute of every game, not being subbed out. I love that you hit on that. But if you're a counterattack side, you damn well better be sure you're good defensively. This is a side that's midfield, is a sieve. You saw it on the play against Porto. No direction, no belief in this side right now. All 3 of us have played with managers that when we lose faith in, we don't make that extra effort to track back. We don't make that extra effort to get in the box. Those things that unify teams, that go the distance, that get top 4, that win trophies, this group of players, they don't believe in Ten Hag. They don't believe in the lack of a plan. And it shows time and time again. And it showed under his stewardship in Europe. You look at the last couple matches they played last season against, Copenhagen. This match reminded me a lot of Copenhagen away. You take a 2-0 lead against a side you should beat. No disrespect to FC Porto. This is not the Porto of the last couple of seasons. They lost Mehdi Taremi. They lost Evan Nielsen. They lost Francisco Concacaf, who's a baller. We saw it for Juve. You made Samu, who's playing out of his mind right now, 20 years old. You made him look like he's on the short list for the freaking Ballon d'Or. This manager should not be managing this club. I would have sacked him as soon as the whistle ended. Don't even give him Villa Park. That's going to be a nightmare.
Will it be? That's going to be the question
He was triggered.
I know. Lahoud just sounding off this morning. Speaking for Man United fans everywhere, it is going to be interesting to see this weekend in that match against Villa Park against Aston Villa in the Premier League, if this is a decisive match at all in regards to Ten Hag's future. We're going to chat more on this with Jeff Shreves in just a bit. But coming up next year on Morning Footy, Stefano Fusaro is in, and he's got your day's top news and headlines. Stick with us.